Yo, what up? It's Canine, and today I'm gonna be making a beat with my drum kit. Make sure you guys go cop that, and yeah, I'm gonna just try and make something with it real quick. So I already laid down this drum pattern that I like. Cool. Check out the percussion loops. Okay, this is a hi-hat that I have, but it sounds kind of like a shaker, so we're gonna do a little adjustment to it. And the second half of that doesn't sound good, but this does. I'm rocking with that. I'm feeling pretty happy with that. I think for right now, that's a good start for the drums. Feeling some kind of chords for this. I don't want anything too complicated, so I'm just gonna check out splice. I think a big part of my process is adding a lot of filler and then kind of subtracting. So I like to go maximum and then like subtract as I go along. So the more that I add, and then the more that I take away. Just for me, like I like to lay everything out. I like to get everything down in the way that I sound, and then I can start going and manipulating it how I want. And then, you know, if I'm feeling insecure that day, I'll go in and create my own pad progression because I don't want to use samples. It really just depends on how we're gonna go about this, and just to save time, I think we're gonna find something that just works real quick for me. Big tip that I would like to say is if you're making, you know, hip hop music, try sampling house samples, because it's gonna give you a wider range of things to sample, and your beats won't sound nearly as generic. If you're sampling the same thing that everybody samples, everything's gonna sound recycled and your stuff's gonna start to sound the same. So if you can figure out how to take things from different genres and manipulate it into what you want, you're gonna be able to work with a wider range of things, and it'll also give you access to a whole new level of stuff that people won't technically use. So these are gonna be house chords, but we're gonna figure out how I can chop it into making something that sounds pretty cool. I'm fucking with that. Yeah, that's fire. So we're gonna take that. I'm gonna drop that in there. I think we're gonna run it into the Ableton Simpler. Simpler's incredibly underrated. Apparently, I guess I didn't know that people didn't use it. Yeah, so not that. Created a group for my sidechain compression. That's what I like to do. It saves me a little bit of time, and that way when I'm just adding elements, like I can go back in after the fact and add the sidechain compression to each track if I'm wanting a more clean sound. But when I'm just working on processing, like I like to have something that just goes on an overall track, like the sidechain compression, since it's just hitting the kick and snare. And I want everything to hit the same, at least for right now, and then I can go in and kind of mess with it. Having that means I can just drag and drop something in there real quick, and then I don't have to worry about adding the effects, everything after that. I can worry about all that once the beat's laid out. That's lame. The fuck? Oh man. Gotta charge my speaker. You guys can still kinda hear it. So I changed my mind on what kick I want to use. I think I want something that's a little bit heavier. Good thing we got that. Add a little EQ. Not that much EQ. Add a little bit of RC20 to that. Make it a little bit less dry. Now I'm gonna add a little bass. I need to figure out what's gonna sound good. This chords. It's an E minor. If I pitch that down, it would sit a little bit in the mix better. Add a little bit more. I'm getting closer. Now I'm gonna add some effects. I think I'm gonna add another one of my percussion loops onto it. Yeah, it needs just like a consistent hi-hat, and then I think that should cover the drums. And we're gonna work a little bit more on that loop because I feel like it sounds a little bland. Pitch down this hi-hat a couple semitones. Yeah. And we'll alternate it. Alright, I think I want to layer that snare so it hits a little harder. I don't know if I want to add a clap to it or if I want to add another snare, so we'll try both. Cut the frequencies out. Yeah. Compress it a little bit. Add a little RC20 to it. A little bit of depth. Just a little bit of transients. We still recording? You're let me grab my earphones real quick and give it a nice in the earphone check. Make sure it doesn't sound like donkey shit. Because if it sounds like donkey shit, that'd be pretty sad. Because I kind of like that. Well, spoke too soon. iPhone storage ran out right after I checked it. Didn't catch me doing any of the post-processing or mixing on the final product. But I'm going to be doing more YouTube tutorials on my mixing process later, so make sure you guys stay tuned in for that. The beat will be posted either in the sequence after this, or I'll probably post another thing. But make sure you guys check it out. Tell me what you think. Make sure you guys cop the kit. Tell me what you think about that too. If it sucks, let me know. But I don't think it does. I put a lot of effort into it. Thank you all for staying tuned in. Thank you all for supporting me. Thank you all for taking the time out of your day to watch this. If you did, I really appreciate it. And yeah, peace, love, positivity to everybody. Canine out. Bup!